they still gotta play us. Let's go, baby. Woo!
Hey, don't run that ball on the one hover, showed you how that go down. Feeling like Santino, tell him we want all the smoke now. We ain't snooping that commercial, we don't put no smoke down. Plus we back and you can't hide, so it ain't nowhere safe to go now. We always gon' turn up in that jungle every time. How we ain't gon' win when we loaded in with 9? Plus T just came in signed, so the city gon' be fine. Jamar say he open every time and he ain't never lied. Look at how we win at it, the size of the old line. Giving Burrow extra time should be a federal crime. Hey, we right back on that path again. Put the division back to the test, they won't pass again. Orlando and Trent Brown, that's the Tower Twins. Feel like we only getting better as we stacking wins.
And we stacking.
Giuseppe in for 6, that's a gritty again. AFC North battles getting gritty again. It's Yoshi's second year, we just brought Burton in. Vaughn back to ring some bells, get the cracking again.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, Iceman Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I review sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of some of the best ribs around because they got them this weekend. If you have not had Midwest Best Ribs yet, I highly recommend you guys get out there this weekend and go out there and visit Tim Nicole and get you some ribs. Corey Dillon and I and a couple of our friends will be out there Sunday afternoon. I'm not exactly sure what time. Just depends on what time we get done doing the other stuff we're going to do and then head out there. But we'll be out there Sunday. So, my question I ask every single day. Have you tried Midwest Best Barbecue yet? If you haven't, why the hell not? Get out there. Tell Tim Nicole I sent you. Also, the show is brought to you by Meyer Door and Windows. Check them out at www.meyercincinnati.com for all your window and door needs. I got them in my house. I highly recommend you get them in yours. And the West Side peeps, check out Hail Mary's. Cool little bar right there in the heart of Cheviot. Or if you want to be sophisticated, called Chevois. It's your ticket to the game. They got free parking, beer specials, food trucks, a big-ass TV screen, and it's an awesome, awesome place to check it out. And this Monday Night Football, baby, be our first primetime game. So we're doing our second Mercedes-Benz of Fort Mitchell at Moreland Lager House, the pregame experience. It'll be 3 hours before the game, so the pregame there will start at 5 o'clock. Again, it's only $75. That's an open bar, people, to the greatest words in the English language, along with delicious buffet of food. Dude, last week, or the first one, they had shrimp. Like, it's going to be high-end stuff there. So make sure you check it out. Go to Moreland Lager House's, all their social media pages. The link is there to order your tickets. It's on my social media pages as well. And then turn around and come back to the Moreland Lager House on Tuesday for live sports talk. I'll be doing my show there from 6 to 8. Happy hour, it goes from 3 all the way till 9. $5 drafts, house wines, and well drinks, and $2 off all appetizers. So it's an awesome, awesome time. We've had a great time there the last 3 weeks. This will be the 4th week in a row we're doing it, so make sure you guys hit it up. It's going to be awesome. What is up to everybody in the chat? Let's see here. Who's first? Stranger's in there first. Brad's in there. Paul Painter. Joey V's in there. Crypt Keeper. Dude, what is wrong with you? Seriously, I don't. You're a mess. Claude, what's up? You're new to the chat here. What's going on? Tony Blazin. And yes, Claude, you're right. T is 100%. He said it today. So that sounds like he's going to play, which is awesome. Rick the Rock is in there. Austin's in there. And yeah, that's everybody. Let's get to, I have my own tailgate, but this guy's been doing this tailgate for God knows how long. It's one of the best tailgates around. If you guys have not been there, I highly recommend. If you're not going to go to mine, go to Bengals Bomb Squad. They have Bengal bombs. They got music. This dude's crazy. He's a big Bengals fan. He's Big John. Hold on, John. Get my mouse over there. There you go. What's going on, John?
There we go. How we doing?
Good, brother. Good. Good to see you. Who day, man?
Hey, yeah, I haven't seen your face in like a year, it feels like.
I know. What's up with that? So, exactly. So, how excited are you for this tailgate, our first primetime tailgate of the year?
But no lie, I'm glad to have any tailgate. I told my girlfriend the other day, it's like, most days out of the year, 350 days out of the year, I'm the oddball. I'm weird. I don't quite fit in. At tailgates, I am home. I'm in my place, in my element. I'm surrounded by my family. It's how I like to be. So
it's awesome.
Monday night's something special, especially Monday night this time of year. So it's still warm out. We're not freezing our butts off.
Right.
It's not getting dark till after the tailgate wraps up or as it wraps up. So we're not in the dark trying to figure things out. It's a great time.
Exactly. Now, how long have you guys been doing the Bengals Bomb Squad there in Lot 1?
Bengal Bomb Squad officially started in 2008.
Okay.
Yeah, actually born out of the old school Bengal message boards from Bengals.com way back in the day. So.
Awesome. And you got to go there, and you have the official Bomb Squad drink, the Bengal Bomb. Now, is that people keep asking me that, and I assume it's Orange Crush you put in there. Is that what's in there?
Yeah, Orange Crush, Orange drink, Sun Kiss, whatever, and Jaeger. Jaeger's in the middle.
Yeah. You gotta have Jaeger.
We use the traditional bomber cup. We have the shot glass in the middle with the Jaeger in the middle and the orange on the outside. And to tell you how great the tailgates have been, the opening game, Patriots, we ran out of bomber cups. I had to cup the Bengal Bombs because we went through over 300 bomber cups. Like, we have no more. So we're done.
Or you're just drinking it out of the glasses then after that. You're just doing shots of the orange crush and the Jaeger. But so John, how did you become a Bengals fan? How did you get the nickname Big John and just your? Because I've asked Cap the same thing about his I hate to say costume, but his game uniform. I'll put it that way. So how did you get the Mohawk, the Big John nickname? How did all that come up?
Well, Big John and having him a Bengal fan, easy. I was about 5 years old at that first Super Bowl, and you know when you saw this city when we went to Super Bowl a couple of years ago. How do you not become a Bengal fan in this city when something like that happens? And you're a kid, an impressionable kid, and I sit there. A couple of years later, we went in with the Boomer Esiason era, and here I am just getting into metal, getting into rock and roll. And here's Guns N' Roses, Welcome to the Jungle, and the Bengals, and Welcome to the Jungle. You could not walk through my junior high without seeing Welcome to the Jungle somewhere.
Yep.
So
Same as me.
Bengal fandom came in. Big John has honestly always been my nickname. Reality is John's a common name. You grow up in school, you grow up play sports, whatever it is, there's going to be more than one John, and I was always the bigger one. So,
there you go.
Big John stuck with me. The gear kind of just came naturally, and that's honestly one of the things. I've had a lot of fans over the years who've joined their tailgate or friends of mine or what have you, and they're like, "Hey, I want to be like the Bengals Frankenstein, or I want to be the Bengals Doctor Who." And, these are great ideas, but I say repeatedly to them that the best outfits come naturally. The best characters come naturally, evolve over time. Sean, who they maybe more, is a good example of that. If you know him, he wasn't always the face paint and the hat like you see him now. He used to wear boas at one point in time, so give him a hard time about that.
We need pictures of that. We need pictures of that.
I will dig it up and send one to you after this, just for that reason.
I will gladly tweet that out for Sean for sure.
But no, I have a girlfriend, and this ring is shared with her. By the way, I see the comment there, Paul Painter. And by the way, the girlfriend's a Steeler fan.
Oh my God! How does that work out?
I'll keep this polite for the audience. F the Steelers.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Anyway,
I'll keep it polite too, like that.
No. Anyway, where was I going with the outfit?
The outfit, yeah.
I was always wearing jersey and a ball cap for years. I got tired of wearing blue jeans with the jersey and ball cap. We're black and orange. I'm wearing blue jeans, so I got a pair of black jeans and just had them airbrushed up with some Bengals gear just to give them a little style. And I stuck with that for a little while. And then we did a charity event one time, and I'm there with Sean and Bengal Thing, who's one of the old super fans, and the Bengal fanatic. I'm like, okay, these guys are all a little over the top. Let me do something myself to kind of match with them.
Right.
And I threw the Mohawk on that I just happened to have from a Halloween event, and it kind of suited me. And then, lo and behold, that same event, we had a face painter who canceled at the last minute, and it's a charity event for kids. It's like we got to have a face painter. So I said, okay, let me take 5 minutes and do a face paint on me, so they can see what I can do with the face paint, and I'll do the face painting for the kids. And I did that. That became my look, and it just kind of grew and evolved from there. And now it's a little more biker and rocker than it ever was, and that's always been me anyway. So that works.
Hey, honestly, I think it fits you perfectly. To be honest, it's great. So, all right. So, how do you, as a Bengals super fan, how are you feeling about the 0-2 start? I mean, me, like I hate it, but we've been down this road before. I mean, I'm not worried about it. What's your thoughts?
Well, I'll give you two thoughts. One, as an immediate Bengals fan, we all know, you've been there before. 0-2 start. Why aren't we playing preseason? Sorry. But 0-2, that's just what, went to the Super Bowl on an 0-2 start. We went to the AFC Championship a couple years ago on an 0-2 start. It's just what the freak happens.
Right.
I might have been 1-2 that first year. I can't remember off the top of my head. Either way, but no, I'm the guy, honestly, back in the Palmer era is a good example. If we lost the game in the early Palmer era, I was depressed for a week. It sucked. And I've started to shift myself a little away from that. And it's like, you know what? Sundays are Bengals, and I will have 12 hours with tailgate and game time and my friends and family to enjoy myself, and that's what it's all about.
Exactly.
If the 0-2 start ain't going to get me down. And honestly, if we're having a harder season, I'm not going to put a fucking record out there in front of my friends.
No, you're right. It's the internet. You can say whatever you want. It's all good. Don't worry about it.
But if we're having a harder season, I'm still not going to let it get me down. I always have hope for the next game and just enjoy it week to week. It's what it's here for. We are blessed to have an NFL team in our home city. As much as the prices have gone up for parking and tickets, they're still cheaper than most of the NFL. I have football fans who come here from Dallas who are Dallas fans and say how much they love our stadium because it feels like a football stadium.
Right.
I'm not going to complain. I don't like the 0-2 start, but I had so much fun Sunday with the Bengal Bomb Squad at Roosters. I had so much fun at the tailgate with the Patriots fans and the Bengal fans before the home opener. I have no complaints, and I'm not going to complain.
That's how everybody, because you guys do road tailgates too. Tell people about that and where they are.
Yeah, well, we do road tailgates. We'll do them. We'll run our own about once a year if we can't find a friendly tailgate to bring us in and be part of it and share with it. And it all kind of varies. The other thing we do a lot of times on road games, we'll partner with a local tailgate who has that same kind of mission and feel that we do. Like there's a Browns tailgate called the Elf Pack, Old Man Jay's tailgate in Browns, right there on the right there on the lake. Great for Browns fans, very similar to us and what they do. So we just set up our tailgate right there with them and work in a mingle with them and have a great time. We've done the same thing in Dallas. We've done the same thing in Tennessee. At Indy, we set up our own tailgate at Indy, and actually have gone forward, become best friends with the Colts tailgate that was right next to us. And now they come out for our games, we go out for their games, and we try to go together. So.
I've done the Colts tailgate or toast. So when the Colts are playing, those guys usually show up and hang out with us. Now, you got to refresh my memory. I always forget. What is the thing you got to say before you drink the Colts shot? Do you remember what they always make us say?
56-3. What's the score? 56-3.
Yes, 56-3. That's right. You always got to say that. Well,
on that one because I don't know the full details myself.
Yeah, because I've asked you for what's the details. I can't tell you. I'm like, all right.
It has to do with it. Somebody asked him to pick a game, and that was the score he threw out, and they actually won the game they weren't supposed to win. So they stuck with that as their slogan, which I don't. Hey, we yell "Who Dey"? What the hell do we care?
Right, exactly.
We sing "Kiss Me, I'm Shit-Faced." We sing an Irish drinking. Yeah, we were sitting there at the Patriots tailgate, singing a Boston band's punk song,
right?
And it's one of our rituals. And so, whatever the reason for you doing it, you do it. You have a good time. So,
exactly. So, how do you feel about the new stadium, the pictures of the new stadium upgrades with the practice field and all that stuff? What's your thoughts on it?
I honestly took a look at them. They look great. Be honest with you, like I said, I like keeping the football feel here. I mean, good example I made. We were in Cleveland for SummerSlam, for WWE SummerSlam, and I'm in line trying to get in my seats with a bunch of Browns fans, and we're just talking. And they're of course fan rumors that they want to build a new. The team wants to build a new stadium with a roof.
Yep.
And I'm like, AFC North football with a roof?
Right. No, that doesn't make sense. My son says the same thing. He goes, "We need a dome." I said, "No, we're not a dome team. No, we don't do that."
No. So I like the upgrades. We're keeping it still football field. And again, we'll see if it's a reality. I mean, let's face it, the county and the city and the Bengals and they all kind of have this tenuous relationship.
A little bit. Yeah.
So let them do what they do. But as long as we have the team here, I'm all for renovating rather than rebuilding and redoing.
Yeah, me too. I love where the stadium is. I don't want to move the stadium. I mean, just the way it's on the banks, and they got the baseball stadium there, and then you get the banks in between. And it's just a cool. It's my favorite area to go. Is of course Paul Brown or Paycor, but just hanging out in the banks in the restaurant and bar district there is awesome. Because when I was a kid, when you were a kid, River Stadium, there was nothing down there really. You had to go to town.
And even when they first built the Great American Ballpark,
right,
there was nothing down there. I still remember I went to a Bengals game. It was in 06, I think. Bengals Raiders, and I went with a girl on a date. Date went really well. We wanted to keep having a good time, and there was nowhere to go downtown. Everything was closed. I mean, it's like we're still drunk, and we don't want to drive drunk. But Like I got nowhere to even remotely go sober up. This is before Uber, so
Right.
and now we have the banks. I mean, the mass of people walking after a game from the stadium
Oh.
to the banks, win or lose, is fantastic. To see the TV, the Fountain Square lot, lit up with the game, to the banks happening with the game, to see the museum center, not museum center, the Freedom Center.
Yeah,
It's
Freedom Center.
gorgeous down there, and they're just adding more and more to it down there. I love what the city has done in between there, and some people may complain about it, but those of us who know what it was like beforehand,
Yeah.
please give me more of that. So.
To quote Chad Johnson, "Child, please." It was there's nothing down there. It is so much better than it was when we were kids. And I'll just tell you, one of my favorite memories of being down there. And I went down. It was after Evan McPherson kicked us to the Super Bowl. I went down there and partied with everybody, and that whole area was just lit. It was on fire. Everybody was hugging everybody. And the cool thing is, I love. When they first opened it, they didn't have the door area. Now they have it, so you can take the drinks and you can't leave the area. It was just one big freaking love fest party. It was one of the coolest experiences I ever had, just being around a whole bunch of people because we're all celebrating the same thing. And it was crowded, but it wasn't like you weren't stuck in a restaurant. You could be out in the streets and having fun. It was a totally different vibe than anything I've ever got to experience before.
Yeah, and it's not just for sports that it's like that either. I was down there this past year for the Foo Fighters concert, and we're all having a great time there at Moorline House and what have you, and the quad in the grassy area there. Did the same thing a few years ago for the Motley Crue concert down there. And Taylor Swift, let's not even talk about how
that was nuts. That was absolutely insane.
Yeah,
I didn't go, but I saw it.
But just any Friday and Saturday night down there is always going to be happening, and that's how downtown should be. And Cincinnati didn't have that vibrant downtown feeling, and the stadium's booking it does that to us all. So
now, Crip Keeper, WKRP was a television show. It didn't actually exist, Crip. That's funny. 40 years later, and people still talk about WKRP in Cincinnati. It wasn't even on that long.
Yeah, if I see one more turkey meme on Thanksgiving.
As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly. If you don't know what that is, you never watched WKRP ever in your entire life. Anyway, so all right, let's get into this game here with the Commanders here, which I have a hard time. I got to remember to say Commanders, not the
just say
Redskins. Just say Redskins.
We can say fuck. We can say Redskins.
Exactly. You can say fuck. You can say Redskins. But with this game coming up here, and like I said, I think it's. I hate to say it's going to be. Put it this way. With the Ring of Honor and everything, I want it to be an easy win. I want us to not have to stress out about this. We got Corey Dillon getting in. We got Tim Krumrie getting in. I want this to be a big ass party. And how do you feel that? Because some people want to make it a blackout. Some people want to make it a whiteout. My buddy Greg Luther has a good point. He goes, I just want it to be a regular game, and let's honor the guys that are getting in the Ring of Honor. And if, say, you got a white or black Corey Dillon jersey, and that's the only one you got, and you want to wear that, or a Tim Krumrie one, and it's an orange out or a black out or whatever, but you want to wear that jersey, I think it gives you an option. Do you like it that it's just a Ring of Honor game, and they didn't do a white out or black out or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. When the team does the orange out or the white out or the stripes, it's a great feeling.
Oh, it's awesome. I love it, yeah.
And what I love Bengals fandom, when we try to pull off a blackout or an orange out or a white out on our own, we aren't the best at it.
It doesn't work.
We don't like to agree as a group.
Yes,
in the end, it's Monday Night Football. And let's face it, a good half the state are probably coming from work at some point in the day.
Right.
I mean, I work for myself. I'm self-employed. I work from home, and I'm still coming from work from half a day for that game. And so being in the right gear, finding the right thing. Like I said, wearing a Krumrie, wearing a Dillon jersey. Not you have what you have. You're not going to go out and buy a new one right now.
Right.
Just if you want to do something as a crowd for the team, make some freaking noise. Get off your butts. Don't sell your tickets to visiting fans. The same things you can do for your team every game, do them this game, only louder and prouder. Oh, yeah. And when something fluke happens and we end up going down by a little bit in the fourth quarter,
don't boo! Yeah, don't boo. I hate that. I hate that shit.
Don't leave. Just stay there and watch the end of the game. To this day, I will never forget. We'll say it was, I want to say 07. I could be wrong, but I want to say it's 07. No, it was after the Bomb Squad, so it would have been 09.
Okay.
It was the year we were down. We were down to the Steelers at home. We were getting our butts beat the whole game anyway. When the Steelers went up again, I saw a Bengal fan came down the stairs, took off his jersey, dropped it on the ground, wiped his feet on it, cussed his way off in frustration and left. Some Steeler fan got up, picked up the jersey, wiped her butt with it, and then sat down. And then that just happened to be the game that Andre Caldwell caught the 4th and 10 pass or whatever that ran into for a touchdown, and Bengals won. Don't leave. And that to me is the kills. It's like, even if we're done, and you might get out there a minute sooner, so what?
Well, that's what I like. Just to try to get out of the stadium. Honestly, I sit there and wait because I let the crowd get out and everything. You all keep going. Go ahead. Because all you're going to do is you're going to stand in a crowd to get out of the stadium. Then you're going to stand in line in parking to get out of the parking lot or wherever you parked. I'm like, I just sit there and chill and just, relax. I either calm down because we won or calm down because we lost. Either way, just kind of take a minute, relax. And because my son goes with me, he's like, all right, let's go. I'm like, where do you want to go? We're going to go there, stand in the stairwells to try to get out. I mean, we're literally not going to go anywhere. Just sit here. So that's where I don't leave games early. I left the preseason game early, the first one, because my dog passed away. So that was the reason I left that one. That's the only time I leave. But regular season games, I don't leave them early. I stay to the end.
I've left 3 games early in my time. One was we were getting killed 37-6 by the Ravens, and it was pouring rain, and I had a girl with me. It was her first game, and we were all just miserable. We still stayed to 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, but it's okay. We've had enough of this. Let's get back and get it. And one of those was a Christmas game. I waited till we're up. Okay, I gotta go get the kids to Christmas. That's just what you gotta do.
You gotta do family stuff sometimes.
Yeah, and there was one other one here randomly, and there was a reason for it, but. Outside of that, I learned from Boss B, who was one of our founders, one of the Bomb Squad founders, who we lost a couple of years ago. He's been a Bengals season ticket holder since year 3. He would have been year 1, but he was serving in Vietnam, and his mom wouldn't buy the tickets, even though he sent her the money. But he's season ticket holder that long. He's seen some bad years, and he's talking about the '90s, and he's like, "I'm not leaving until the game is over. I've paid so much money for these seats. I'm going to get every second of football." Even if it's bad football, out of my money. So, and I totally agree with that. I'm down with that 100%. That's how it should be.
Exactly. That's one thing I ask people. I say, if you were a Bengals fan back in the 90s, then you're one of the real ones, and you're still a Bengals fan, because there's so many people like, oh, I got so sick of that. I had to go root for. I changed. I had to go root for the Steelers. I had to go root for the Ravens or something. I'm like, why? Could we stunk then? I said, so it's still your damn team. It's still your city. Like I can't root for somebody else. I mean, I just can't. I don't know. I'm not wired that way. I'm like, I root for the Reds. I root for the Bengals. I root for the Bearcats. And yeah, those are my teams. Live or die with it. Good, bad, or whatever. That's my teams. And that's why I have a hard time understanding why you want to leave a game early. 2, why you get so frustrated. You're that frustrated that don't watch the game. Don't go pick another team. Just don't watch the game. I just don't get that stuff.
Yeah, I don't get. I'm somebody who can't. I'll watch other NFL games, and if it's a good game, I'll get sucked into the game.
Yeah,
but it's not because I want to see the Bills win or the Steelers lose. I just want to watch the game. I can't. Even the Steelers and Ravens and Browns, who are our hated AFC North rivals, I can't get into the game enough to really hate them or really cheer for them. I like watching the game, but Bengals are my team. Reds are my team. Mm-hmm. I'll watch OSU. I'll watch UC. Quite happily. My dad loves OSU, so I can get into OSU a little deeper into that. But yeah, there are teams. I don't care how bad they are. If it's your team, it's your team. End of story. Yeah, that's exactly the point. Get into it. Yeah.
Right. And some people give me shit because I do root for Ohio State. UC is my favorite team. But they're like, how did you become an Ohio State fan? I'm like, well, back when I grew up, UC really wasn't much of anything, for football. They weren't on TV. It wasn't a thing to go to the games or anything, so we watched Ohio State. Basketball, on the other hand, yeah. So, I still root for the Bearcats. Football just started getting really good here in the last 20, 25 years. So that's why I root for more for Ohio State, more for football. But it's also I'm from Ohio, so that's why I'm like, UC fans get so butthurt for, we can't root for Ohio State. I'm like, why? I'm like, they're in our state. We don't play them. Like, what's the difference?
And with that, and I'm not getting into that. It's like every one of those rivalries has a reason. I understand why the UC fans got bitter a few years ago about Ohio State because we were doing great, and Ohio State backed out of a couple games.
Oh yeah, it's scared of us. Oh, I know.
Yeah, and I understand. I understand why Ohio State backed out. I understand why UC fans got pissed about it because it would have helped their profile, and I would have helped. They would have helped. Hey, help your state, even if we lost to them. But it is what it is, and that little bit of rivalry is going to be there, and that's kind of fun. My dad always says, "Where would Ohio State be without Michigan?"
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's no fun.
Yeah.
If
that is true.
If the Steelers were as bad as the Browns always, the Bengals wouldn't be near as much fun.
Right. That's true. That's true. Now, just to clarify, when UC plays the Buckeyes, I root for UC, just to clarify that. How excited are you to actually get to see T play Monday? Because it sounds like he's 100%, and it sounds like he's good to go.
I'm excited to have them back together, Chase and T back on the field at the same time. That's a difference maker for us. I mean, it's no different than Chad and Pushpanzada.
Right.
You have two viable ones on the field, or in those days, three with Henry. When you have viable ones, okay, now you can't double it. And now somebody's going to make or break you. That has me excited. Now, that being said, him being gone for a while, we saw it takes the hangover with Burrow's minimal training camp. Got the hangover with Chase with no training camp. What are we going to have with T? So again, I don't put too much hope into that, but I look forward to having them back, and I look forward to having the team back as a whole. And honestly, the more they play, the more the drama goes away. And that's
exactly. Oh, exactly. And you start winning. Winning fixes everything.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry, yes, more. Sorry.
I said amen. I said.
So how excited? Since we have the Ring of Honor now, we've had it for a couple years now. How much does this game mean to you as far as being a Bengals fan? Because for years we wanted the Ring of Honor, and we wanted to be able to honor our former players, and now we get to it. We're used to it now. But just as a Bengals fan growing up and not having that before, what does the Ring of Honor mean to you?
Well, first off, let me say bullshit. We ain't used to it yet. It's only 3-4 years.
Right.
And that's it. I mean, I remember when Bengals.com tried to do a Ring of Honor thing for a little while there, just to kind of carry the torch for a bit.
Right.
Because we weren't honoring the past, and face it, if it wasn't for our past, I wouldn't be here. First Super Bowl team is why I'm here. I don't know how old you are, so if it wasn't
I'll be 50 in April.
You're in the same boat.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Kenny Anderson, Isaac Curtis, and those guys, you wouldn't be here.
Right.
And so that's why it's great. It's great to finally honor the past and that's just it. The more you honor your past, the more you realize that the 90s weren't the entire Bengals history. Right. The 90s were our shit decade.
Yeah.
Every team's going to get at some point. If you're the Lions, you're finally getting the heck out of it. Hopefully, knock wood. But every team gets their crap decade. It's okay. Even with parroting the league, it's just bad choices happen. And that's but you have this is the era. This is the world of hell. Even in the crap decade, we had Corey Dillon who goes in this time around. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited that we keep honoring those people. That we keep honoring the reasons that I'm here as a fan. I mean, to see Kenny Anderson go in, I had tears that night.
Yeah,
because I remember watching him at 5 years old in the Super Bowl.
Me too.
A 5-year-old knew a freaking quarterback's name, but I did. He was our quarterback. He was just Kenny Anderson. So I love that fact, and I love the fact that the way they have the voting and everything takes care of. We get a nice mix of the classic players, some of the more modern ones. We get Corey Dillon gets a chance to shine. Let's face it, as he played his heart out for us for a while there. Yes, there was drama because we sucked.
Right.
The team that sucked.
Right.
We all complained about, but in the same way, I met him. I think it was your tailgate, wasn't it, a couple years ago?
Yeah. It was last year. Yeah.
Yeah, and wonderfully nice guys, super supportive of the fans. And I think he kind of realizes, hey, this was, yes, that was then, this is now, and this was a good time in my life. This is where I made my name. And to see him actually honored here, that puts the drama behind us. Hey, you and I are 50 years old. It's time to put the drama behind us.
Thank you. Exactly. Now, you talked about Corey Dillon there. Now, what do you think of when you hear Tim Krumrie?
Well, like all of us, I think of that damn Super Bowl injury.
Yep.
That's going to stick with it. But it's also that injury, broke all of us. I'll compare it to Palmer. That Palmer knee injury in the 2005 playoffs broke all of us because we knew what Palmer could do. and we
Yep.
saw it right there in that play.
Yep.
We know, growing up that age, we knew what Crumry could do, what Crumry meant to that defense, and to see him go down was just like,
It sucked.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking. But I love, but I still love the tough guy legend of it all, where he wouldn't leave the locker room. He wanted to watch the game from the locker room. He wouldn't leave.
Yep.
You know, and that's old school NFL tough guy mentality. That it's a beautiful thing. It really is. You know, and to see him honored. I still remember was it the Jaguars he coached for?
I coached for a couple of different teams after he left the Bengals.
He was here with the Jaguars, like as a defensive line coach or something like that. And I remember it was a Bengals losing season that year, and we're playing the Jaguars. I still remember the stadium standing up when they put him on camera and said Bengals legend Tim Crumry.
Yeah,
he was just calling him plays. The place everybody stood up and applauded, and made noise because we remembered him. We know the name. We know what he did for us.
He was a bad dude, man. He I think when he retired, he had, if I remember what they said in the video they did, he had the most tackles for a nose tackle at that time. I don't know if that still stands or not, but that's just, if you ever go back and watch any of his highlights and his plays, his size and everything he could do was ridiculous. I mean, he wasn't the fastest, he wasn't the biggest, but he damn sure was the toughest. And this is one thing I was telling Corey. I said, with you going in with Crummer, I think this is the two toughest individual guys going into the Ring of Honor at the same time. Because when you think of Corey Dillon, you think of hard nose, stack the box, and he's running through you. Tim Crumry breaks his leg, comes back the next year, doesn't miss a game, never missed a game in his entire career. These guys are blood and guts, and two. I think it's great that they're both going in at the same time.
Oh, I love it. I love seeing it. I'm looking. I seeing that at the the games over the years. I think the first year we did this was the year we didn't. It was 21, wasn't it? I think so.
It was
21. Burrow's second year.
Yeah, because they didn't do 20. So that was Riley and Ken Anderson, and Paul Brown,
and Munoz.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean let's face it, we didn't know going into that season what our season was going to be, but we were all excited to finally honor them. And I remember that game was, I want to say, the 4th or 6th game of the year that year, and yeah, people were just it
was that the one? Was that the one against the Jaguars?
It was Jaguars or Dolphins. I can't remember which. I
think it was the Jaguars. The one we did have a very good first half, and we blew the doors off the second half. I think it was.
I want to say a Thursday night game. That sounds Thursday night.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. Pretty
Yeah.
sure it was. But either way, I get back to the Ring of Honor. And one thing that I try to put out here on this show, because I know some people that watch this show are not as old as I am, and I want to remember the guys in the 70s, like the Bob Trumpies, the Lamar Parishes, these guys that need to be, should have already been in the Ring of Honor and need to get in there. And I'm not trying to be morbid or anything, but need to get in there while they're still here. That's the thing. We don't want a Ken Riley thing. That's where the last couple of years I've voted. Like this year, I voted for Corey and I voted for Lamar Parrish. I voted for Lamar Parrish the last 2 years. I'm probably going to do Trumpy and Parrish next year because I just want to get these guys in. Because what I'm worried about, John, is we already had Chad get in. And then we got like Geno Atkins could be one that could be on the list, and then we could have T.J. Hushmanzada. Yeah. All these guys that played, the 2000s, they can start adding them to the list, and then the guys in the 70s get pushed back even farther, and not everybody remembers them. And that's the point of this Ring of Honor, is to remember the guys who built this organization, and those guys in the 70s built this thing.
Oh yeah, not a question about that. And then I think they will bring it back around, even if the team has to step in and say, okay, here's our 4 candidates this year who are going in.
Right.
We just don't say how the voting went. Yeah, we all vote, but we don't say who got which votes. Mm-hmm. And that's fine. I mean, if we don't have, ironically, the story as I'm told, if we don't have Trumpy, we don't have, the West Coast office doesn't exist.
Right.
I'm blanking on his name. I apologize. The coach for the 49ers coach.
Bill Walsh. Yeah.
Yeah. When he was our OC, or he was our coach, he saw Trumpy, and he developed the West Coast offense based on what he saw Trumpy could do, and that's what created the West Coast offense. I mean, if you're that good of a tight end, you should be in there.
Yeah. Well, he's the modern, like who put it up there? Somebody just, Stranger said it. Yeah. Trumpy was a prototype for what the tight end became. Exactly. He did stuff that tight end was normally just a guy who blocks and maybe, caught passes or whatever, but it wasn't where they actually drew up plays for him. Trumpy, they drew up plays, especially red zone plays. He was very good in the red zone. And I mean, for me, I don't remember Trumpy playing. I mean, I remember more on the radio, but I've seen highlights of him, and I know enough because I think he retired in, I think I want to say 77, so I was 4, 3, something like that. So I don't remember watching him play, but I do know what he did. And for, like you just said, for somebody to change a position for the entire league, and how is that guy not in a Ring of Honor? He's got to be in. And that's where, John, I had this question every year when the Ring of Honor voting comes out, is I wish they would let us vote for 4. We're not going to run out of guys. There's still plenty of guys to get in there, and we're going to keep adding people. So that's why I wish they let us do 4 of them. And and people could put it in, I don't know, categories. Like, your 70s, your 80s, your 90s, your two, have one from each decade or something like that. So we get 4 of them in at the same time.
Yeah, and that's not a bad idea. And it wouldn't shock me if they don't do that randomly or putting out a special occasion, like, if you will, in the team's 55th or 60th year,
right? Or
the year after we win the Super Bowl.
This year.
Yeah.
This
year, do it next
this year. Yeah. Exactly.
It wouldn't shock me at all if they don't do something like that. And part of the problem with Trumpy is that you said it yourself, though, is you haven't seen that much stuff. You never got to really see him play.
Right.
And that's that.
I mean, I might have. I just don't remember.
It affects so many of the other players.
Right.
Is that they aren't, all games weren't broadcast back in the day.
Nope.
On that show, so most audiences didn't even get to see them. I mean, that's part of the reason the Steelers and the Cowboys and the Raiders have the fan bases they do, is because their games were carried nationally all the time. So you got to watch. I'm not faulting anything for that. That's just what it is.
That's the way it was. Yeah.
So if you don't get to see, I mean, you and I know how good Isaac Curtis was. We know how good Trumpy was. But we're lifelong Bengal fans, 50 years old. Me with almost a 20-year-old tailgate. You with your own podcasting show and hosting your own tailgate on Moorline House. And we've gone back and dug and seen the highlight reels and seen the pieces and heard the stories. But the majority of fans watch the game on Sunday, might read a few headlines during the week, and move on with their day. So they don't see that stuff. And that's where the team almost has to step in and say, okay, we're going to honor these two. You guys vote for these guys. Right.
Yeah. That's kind of what I wish they'd do is do something like that, because you can have a fan vote. That's cool, but there's certain guys that should be in there, and so, nothing against the fans. Like you said, some of these guys, these fans are they're in their 20s. They never saw these guys play. They ain't even heard of them probably, unless we talk about them. So that's the thing. Is it's going to end, and I don't fault people for that. It's hard to vote for somebody that you don't really know or you didn't really see, or I really Chad Johnson was my favorite player when I was a kid. Of course you're going to vote for Chad Johnson over Bob Trumpy or somebody like that, because that's your childhood. That's who you grew up watching. So that's where I think it's a great thing, is just the Bengals say, all right, you guys are getting in. You guys are getting in. And then have two votes for the fans. The Bengals pick 2 and the fans pick 2. Something like that. That's what I would hope they would do.
Yeah, and you're going to come to a point where that's going to have to happen. I think the team's not going to let that history fall away. The team's making a point to make sure the history's remembered. They're not going to let that fade away. I mean, they're just not. Yeah. I mean, it's just the reality of it all. I mean, it's no different than, the Reds and their statues and their retiring.
Right.
At some point, the team stepped in and did what they could do to get Pete Rose through it, because of what they're going to do. Now, part of that's money,
right?
But it's somewhere there's going to be money as part of the game. So what? That's NFL. Money is everything. So.
I got Rick the Rock here. Also, I got his comments here. He said there's a whole group of people in New England that love the Squillers. I mean, what the fuck? And then he comes back with, he says, I trolled their podcast and they hated me. I loved it. What podcast were you on that you trolled them? I'll get trolls in here, and most of the time I just ignore them. I'm like, hey, if you're coming in to watch my show, hey, that's cool. It's a view for me.
It's the same thing, though. The UK doesn't get every game every week. They get a few games. And when the UK started getting games regularly, was the Big Ben era.
Yeah.
So they're watching. They get to see those once in a while, and see Big Ben win, or at least hear or watch him win 1 or 2 games. And then hear about him all season when they start following the headlines. That's why you have the Steelers at the farm they do. But that being said, I've hosted Bengal fans from Italy and Saudi Arabia and England and Scotland. I have, for the Raiders game, sitting next to me will be a Raiders fan from the UK, he and his daughter are some of the most devout Raiders fans you've ever met in your life, but they're from the UK.
Right.
All teams have the international fan base, and it's a wonderful thing. It really is. I mean,
It is. It's
NFL
cool.
football is more than just American stuff.
Right, because I had Paul on here who runs Bengals UK, which he runs it. It's him, and it's the fifth largest team ran group that's overseas. And that's the Bengals. That's the fifth largest. I think that's pretty cool. And to see him, those guys they came here last year, and they were down to tailgate. Actually, they were there the same time Corey Dillon was too. So to see those guys and to see their faces and to hear Paul just talk about our city, how much he loves our city and our team because of a team because he started liking them because of the helmet, which is a lot of people start liking them because of the helmet. That's cool, and how much passion those guys have, and they know what they're talking about. So, like Paul asked me, he goes, "Do you like the overseas games?" And at first, no, I hated them. I'm like, nobody knows what football is over there. They think it's soccer or something like that, and we're losing a home game. Now I'm like, I'm cool with it because I understand that there are football fans over there, and they never get to go to a game. So for them to be able to go to a game is something special, and for their team, their favorite team that they've rooted for, their whole life or whatever, for them to actually be able to see that team in person, I think it's pretty cool. So I've changed my mind on that. I'm for them, and hopefully, if the Bengals go back over there again, or when they do, I'll get to go. But that's a little expensive.
Yeah,
I don't know if we can make it.
It's good. You got to grow the audience somehow. I mean, and the NFL has to. And the fact is, the overseas fans have rights to embrace it. I like that they're kind of figuring it out more and more. So you're not getting one team who's getting stuck with horrible travel schedules and horrible. They're getting it figured out more and more, and that's good. I can say I wasn't a big fan of the Brazil game. Was it Brazil this year?
Yeah, it was Brazil this year.
Yeah, with the whole but they can't wear green. I'm like, what?
Yeah, and both teams are green.
Why did you pick these two teams then?
And the players couldn't leave the hotels. Or I don't.
Yeah, when you're putting our players at risk, that's all the story.
Yeah, I don't know if
they should have a chance. I mean, it's no different than your favorite band. Mm-hmm. I'm a huge Kiss fan. Mm-hmm. And Kiss comes here all the time. I'm lucky, but Kiss goes overseas. Once every 5-6 years when they were touring. Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift came through here. I've seen her two concerts in the past 15 years that she's come through this area. Mm-hmm. Not her place. It's great, but yeah, when they come through, give them a chance to come through. Football's just as big. Why shouldn't they be?
Yeah. Now I forgot you're a big Kiss fan. You have to go back and look at my videos 3 years ago. I interviewed Doc McGee, their manager. So that was it had nothing to do with sports, but I found somebody who knew Doc McGee. He's like, "You want to interview him?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, that's cool." So
I actually met him at my last Kiss concert, the one in Cincinnati. Yeah. I met him because I'm standing there, 7 feet tall in my Kiss gear, my wig and my boots and everything else.
Yeah, were they lifted boots? There you go.
Platform boots signed by Gene Simmons.
There you go.
But I met him, and we shook hands, talked for a second. He walked away, and he walked back my way a little later and just kind of saw me and waved, and I waved him over because there was a little kid behind me who was asleep when he'd come earlier, who was now awake and enjoying the show. And Doc comes up and shakes the kid's hand, hands him a couple picks. Just made the kid's freaking day right there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That is cool. That is very cool. All right, John. Well, we've been on for 51 minutes here, man. You got anything, parting words you want to give Houday Nation or anything about the tailgate? Because I know you guys do charities and stuff there too. So I first of all, explain that part. I didn't get to that part. The charities that you guys do at the tailgate.
Yeah, well, we kind of realized. I mean, honestly, and I'm not saying this to be smug. I'm just being honest. The first time we had a Bengals Bomb Squad tailgate, which we didn't have the name then. Just the first time these crews came together. We ended up on the front page of the Enquirer. The second time we had a tailgate, we ended up hosting a guy from the UK who was writing a novel. We ended up in his book.
Really? That's cool.
Not that long after, we ended up on TV thing. It's like, okay, everything we're doing by just being who we are is getting attention. If we're going to be loud, obnoxious, and get attention, let's be loud, obnoxious, and get attention for a reason. Because we're just a big family tailgate. We have a little bit of sponsorship from Roosters. God bless them. But it's not we're not a huge corporate sponsor. We're doing all this ourselves, and we're just going to have a good time. But that good time has led to a lot of people having a good time. So what we do every tailgate is I don't believe in charging for a party. Just not my game. If we're hosting a party, you're coming to have a good time.
Right.
Come have a good time. I don't care. But we do we've always done a raffle, and what we do is we'll do the raffle, and you buy a raffle ticket. We always give you some kind of free souvenir. In fact, this week let me grab it. Actually, I got it.
Good.
Some luck has it. It just came in the other day. This week's freebie that we give with every raffle ticket, we're giving away. Where's the camera? There it is.
Oh yes, I love that logo. Cody Rhodes, baby.
Yeah.
American Nightmare. I love that one. That's awesome.
Story patches. So every raffle ticket gets one of those, and we're raffling off an autographed Corey Dillon jersey framed, and that was donated by one of our members. God bless him, Ian. Again, everything we do is just us working together, but all the money that we raise from the raffle, and then we also we'll do a pass the hat at one point during the tailgate, right around the second round of bombs. All the money from the pass the hat, and about half, give or take, of what comes in from the raffle goes to a local charity. The rest of the money from the raffle goes back to keep the tailgate going.
Right. Yeah. Obviously. Yeah. Somebody's got to pay for that stuff.
Yeah. We do a different local charity every week. We did one Project Barracks for some of the veterans, for homeless veterans last week, for the Patriots game. This week we are doing. Actually, let me look at the name of it myself because I can't remember off the top of my head. I know what it's for, but I can't remember the name. Oh, come on, be nice, be easy, be fast. Partners for Medical Relief.
Okay.
Which they're a local charity that actually helps out. They do medical missions internationally, and it's a beautiful thing. I've seen some of the work they've done where they're kids hurt in horrible accidents, and they help them with reconstructive surgery. Giving them back their ears, giving them back their noses, helping them rebuild. And it's all free work. It's all right to the charity money. So we're supporting them this week. We're going to help Warrior Wishes come the Ravens game, which we always do, which is a wonderful group that helps out veterans and Gold Star families. Cancer-free kids, we do work with them. We usually run the Browns game every year. We do a different charity every game. We try to keep it a local charity, and it's just our way of kind of giving back and pitching in. And I said, we're doing this, and it's getting attention, so let's do some good with the attention. And that's exactly. Yeah. It's not about profit. It's not about it's not about getting our name out there and spreading the word. It's about, hey, we're throwing a party. Come help us. And hey, while you're having a good time, you can throw this in.
We'll be better than that, man.
Give you a damn idea. We're part of a fan group that we do a thing in Canton every year. And this year on Thursday in the fan group, I organized the motorcycle ride because I'm a Harley rider.
I couldn't tell that at all.
Organized a motorcycle ride. We held a Cards Against Humanity tournament for charity, and we did we for 2 hours. We did a cocktail bar with my girlfriend bartender, and I handled the cash, and two of our members bar back with all the money going to charity. And literally, riding motorcycles, drinking, and playing Cards Against Humanity, we raised over $1,300 for local charity.
Hey, that's fun money. I like that. That works.
Just having a good time and doing a good thing with it, and that if I could do that every day of my freaking life, I'm a happy man.
Now talk about the I always forget the name of the organization that you and Houday Baby and all of them are in.
Pro Football's Ultimate Fan Association.
Thank you. I always forget the name of it, but talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I always describe it as all the crazy costumed tailgate super fans, whatever you see on TV or whatever. All of us kind of working together internationally, both working together during the season for sportsmanship, fellowship, and charity. And then working together during the Hall of Fame weekend to help a local charity community center up there called the J. Babe Community Stern Center. The J. Babe Stern Community Center. I can say it right. But it's a great thing. That's how if you see me in the stadium, you almost always see an opposing fan sitting next to me. Because we've worked together with these guys all season long. Right. Be it Bolt Pride and the Chargers, be it the gentleman from the UK who's coming to town, Keith, who's the Crusader Raider. I had a Pats fan who works with the Clawed-Off Fund, which is the Dropkick Murphys charity, sitting next to me at the Pats game. And that's what we're all about. We're all about having a good time and just making the world better. In fact, we're hosting a guy named the Hog Farmer. His name is Jeff Reinhardt this week from the Redskins.
Okay.
And he runs the Hog Farmers charity. And I mean, they do insane, in the millions of dollars numbers of charity every year.
Ooh, that's awesome.
But it's all through that, raising money through his team and raising money through, Fun with the Rivalries and what have you. In fact, we started the thing with that group a couple of years ago. I wish I brought it with me. We have a championship belt where we'll do every year we start a thing where the first year we did it, I issued a challenge to the Charger fans, or to a Charger fan in particular who wore a luchador mask.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, I'm betting my mohawk versus your mask that the Bengals will beat the Chargers. And he took the bet, but we didn't play at the end of the season.
Right.
So we took the whole time during the season and just made little pro wrestling style and animosity, teasing videos.
Right.
Trying to invigorate our fan bases to throw money into a pool, and all that. And the winner, the team who won the game, that winner's pool got the charity. So and we raised awareness for two good charities. Used the rivalry to do it, and just had a great time doing it. And we've done that every year since with two other teams. And it's a great time. It's a cool thing. What happened to iconic Smitty's? Who was
Yeah, I was about to bring that up. I don't even know what he's talking about. Do you have any idea?
If he means Delzati sausages, we have Delzati is a family-owned sausage company.
He said E-Town?
Huh?
He said E-Town.
Oh, I have no idea.
A bar? Smitty's bar? Is that what you mean?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Sorry, Paul. You have to do a little bit of explanation.
Give directions to our two.
Yeah, that's how pork chop.
Pork chop. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's pork chop for you. So tell everybody also. So when you guys go up there for the Hall of Fame weekend, you guys get to do a parade and different stuff up there too. For every weekend as a part of this Superfan affiliation. What all do you guys get to do, and how much fun is that? I know Hoodoo Baby's always talking about it.
It is a blast of a weekend. It's both fun in the like I'm having an awesome time crazy sense.
Yeah.
And it's fun in the emotional, oh my God, this just feels so amazing sense. Because what we do is like we're there I'm there normally from Wednesday through Sunday. And like on Wednesday we'll do a thing called First Play, where they literally pass a ball from a statue in a park where football was founded or something like that. Mm-hmm. And it's like a Hands Across America line of kids who just take the ball and pass it down that way all the way to the Hall of Fame, where there's Hall of Famers waiting to get the ball and hand it to the commissioners to start the season of. It's the first play of the season.
Oh, that's cool.
And in fact, Sean tells the story the best. We're there just signing autographs and handing kids T-shirts and handing them trading cards, and they're loving every second of it. And Sean says it best about these kids. You know, we're there doing these things. There was an evening he was there, and that particular one we ended up serving the kids lunch as well, helping serve them lunch. And Sean's book ended by two NFL Hall of Famers. I can't remember who they were. They weren't Bengals players, so what do I care?
Right.
But they were two NFL Hall of Famers, and there's this horde of kids running up who want pictures and autographs with Sean. They don't give a care about these Hall of Famers.
No wonder Sean's got such a big head. I mean, big hat.
Yeah. He's kind of a big deal.
I think I still try to get his autograph. He'll never give me one.
But he can't write. That's part of the problem. But no, we do that on Wednesday. On Thursday, we do events like I told you about with the motorcycle ride. That's all great charity. There was a golf tournament that day, the disc golf tournament. It's all just different little charity things. Fridays are all about business and our big party. But if it gives you an idea, Fridays are a big party. Take a hotel quad and put a tailgate like the Bengals Bomb Squad in a hotel quad with a tailgate just like that for every NFL team.
That would be nuts.
And it's a great time. And of course, we're up late having a good time. But I'm up at 4 a.m. putting face paint on and my wig on. So I have to go be in the parade. And I'm going nuts in the parade, having a great time and egging the fans on there, firing that up, and then leave straight from that to do an event at that J-Babe Community Center. Mm-hmm. And, we have like 400 kids come through there, and we're handing them school supplies. School supplies and little trinkets and book bags, and they're getting a chance to win bicycles and skateboards and footballs. And to these kids, this is Christmas. They're so happy, and it means everything. And it gives you an idea. There was one kid, who's come through there a few times, and we'd signed for him and everything else. And fast forward a couple years later, I came up late, got there just in time for First Play, and I'm walking to meet everybody else. And this kid and mom, I hear somebody yell, "Big John!" I turn around like, "What?" And this kid who's now who I met when she was like 8, is now 16, and running up to me, giving me a big hug. And it made a little Bengals dream catcher for me as a gift for me. And she was trying to find me just to give it.
That's awesome.
And it's like that stuff makes you melt. I mean, that's what it's about, man. You see those kids, and it's just like it's freaking everything. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't. We get every now and then you have a kid in the stadium, who wants an autograph or wants a picture or a trading card, and it's fun. You make their day. Right. But days like that where you have 400 and 500 kids who are just looking at you like you're Superman, right? And you are everything to them in that moment. That is truly amazing to me.
That is very, very cool. I got to try to make it up there sometime. Because I hear what you guys always talk about it. So I'm like, man, it sounds like so much fun. You come show up sometime. But John, this has been a blast. I appreciate you coming on, dude. Tell everybody where they can find a Bomb Squad. Any kind of information you want to put out about it before I let you go.
All right, Bengal Bomb Squad, we're in Lot 1, which if you don't know the stadium too well, we are directly across from the practice fields. Mm-hmm. We're kind of bordered by Pete Rose, 3rd and Central. We're towards the back of the lot or towards the 3rd Street side of the lot. You can't miss us. We got a 25-foot inflatable tiger tail blowing in the wind. Yeah. Unfortunately, the Who Dey Heroes bus is being retired right now.
What?
It broke down after the preseason game, unfortunately.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I had to push it the last 2 feet, which was not easy for myself. But no, we're still gonna have we have a 25-foot tail. We got 4 25-foot flagpoles, which I'm gonna have back up this week, and then we're going. And you really can't miss us. And
No.
also, right over there by us, you're gonna have several other great tailgates that are going. This, your tailgate used to be there, and then you went and got all big time on us. So,
Hey, if I get everything set up, I'm gonna try to show up down there before I have to go to Manga. Mine doesn't start at 5. You guys, what time are you guys getting down there Monday?
well, I'll be waiting in line by 3:30, if not earlier.
Yeah.
But we start at 4, maybe 4:15, depending on when they open on the lots. It's always 4 hours before kickoff, and we always go to an hour before kickoff because we want to watch the game too. But everybody has a good time. We do 3 rounds of bombs, usually at the top of the hour. We do the Kiss Me I'm Shit Face sing along, which is a tradition that just you have to experience at least once in your life.
Yeah, at least once.
Yeah, I mean it's a great time, and like I said, it's a family. We're not a big corporate group. We're not even that we don't have any real heavy sponsorship. We are just about having a good time, and we're a family that's grown into a big family and a bigger family and a bigger family. Our food is all potluck, but it always works out. We raise money through charity and for the tailgate through the raffle, and it always works out. And everybody there, when I see them, I'm giving hugs, we're giving handshakes.
Yes, you are, and you're making sure everybody's got a Bengals bomb too.
Oh, you're dang right, yeah.
You always find me and call me out, tell me to come over. I'm like, all right.
I don't care if somebody knew 3 tailgates over who I tell, here's my voice. Why aren't you walking over here and getting a shot? The whole point of tailgate's community and fans and family having a good time. So
Exactly.
Get over there. So.
Exactly. Get over it. It's a great time. Big John, I appreciate it, man. Like I said, I'm going to try my damnedest to get down there and see you guys, because if I don't make it down there, I'll never see anybody. So I got to try to get down there before I do my tailgate. But it's been a blast, dude, and I can't wait to see it. And, hey, we're going to win this game. I have a very good feeling about it.
Hey, we're going to have a good time on Monday. That's all that matters.
Exactly.
Have a good time. And to Bengals fans out there, remember, make some fucking noise.
Let's go!
Hey, baby.
Who Dey? All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. Go down. Check out Bomb Squad there. Awesome job in Lot 1. And as Portro said, they're right next to Bengals Brews. There's a whole bunch of cool tailgates right in that area. You guys go check that out. Also, go check that out early. If you want to come see mine afterwards, that'd be cool too. It's Mercedes-Benz to Fort Mitchell at the Moorline Lager House, a pregame experience. It's 3 hours before the game, so you guys go hang out at Lot 1 with Bengals Brews and Bomb Squad and all that, and then head up to the Moorline Lager House. We're going to be in the same, if you were there the first game, we're going to be in the same location that we were the first game. I thought we were going to be in the bigger space. Bigger space is still not ready yet, so we're going to be back up in the Beer Baron Room. Again, it's Mercedes-Benz at Fort Mitchell at Moorline Lager House, the pregame experience. You want to get tickets. Again, tickets are only $75. At $75, that's an open bar. It's gourmet buffet. They had shrimp last time, chicken wings, all kinds of cool stuff. So again, check it out. It's Mercedes-Benz at Fort Mitchell at Moorline Lager House, the pregame experience. And then come back around Tuesday night, because I'll be doing my live sports talk show there. It's every Tuesday during football season from 6 to 8. So it's an extended edition. 6 to 8. Happy hour is from 3 to 9. They have $5 drafts, house wines, well drinks, and $2 off appetizers all the way up until 9 o'clock. Now, on Sunday, you want to meet Corey Dillon? I got a place he's going to be at. It's called Midwest Best Barbecue, and if you have not been there, why the hell not? We will be there Sunday afternoon. That's the best time frame I can tell you, Sunday afternoon. I know the guys will be there selling some Corey Dillon hats and stuff, the ones that Robert had on the show on Wednesday. They'll be there. I know they got ribs this weekend, so I go out there this weekend and go get some ribs. You can try the Dillinator wings for the first time. Get you some CTB wings and G-Funk, which G-Funk is the OG one. Those are delicious too. But again, go check out Midwest Best Barbecue and tell Tim Nicole I sent you. Also, the show is brought to you by Meyer Door and Windows. Check them out at www.meyercincinnati.com for all your window and door needs. Like I always say, I got them in my house. You should get them in yours. I'm not going to promote stuff that I don't use, or at least I've been at. So I got the windows. You should get them too. Also, my West Side peeps, check out this cool little bar right in the heart of Cheviot. It's called Hail Mary's. It's your ticket to the game. They have free parking right across the street. Like I said, if you've ever been to Cheviot, it's not a lot of parking. There's a big parking lot for free right across the street. You can park there, walk across the street, go to Hail Mary's. They have food trucks there, beer specials, big-ass TV screen. It's an awesome, awesome place. Again, that is Hail Mary's, your ticket to the game. All right, boys and girls, we are here. We are on the verge of Monday Night Football. We are on the verge of getting our winning streak on. If we play like we played Sunday, I put it this way. I always look at this when you had the first time where, okay, all right, the team looks good. Okay, we start here. That's our jumping off point, and they keep getting better, keep getting better, keep getting better. We're not going to lose the damn game the rest of the year. That being said, we got to win the first one. We're winning Monday. It's going to be an absolute blast. Check me out at Moreline Loggerhouse Mercedes-Benz pregame experience. It's going to be fun. I can't freaking wait. And that's just sports, baby. See ya!
They still gotta play us. Let's go, baby. Woo!
Hey, don't run that ball on the one Hubbard, showed you how that go down. Feeling like Santino, tell him we want all the smoke now. We ain't snooping that commercial, we don't put no smoke down. Plus we back and you can't hide, so it ain't nowhere safe to go now. Hey, we always gon' turn up in that jungle every time. How we ain't gon' win when we loaded in with 9? Plus T just came in signed, so the city gon' be fine. Jamar say he open every time and he ain't never lied. Look at how we win at it, the size of the old line. Giving Burrow extra time should be a federal crime. Hey, we right back on that path again. Put the division back to the test, they won't pass again. Orlando and Trent Brown, that's the Tower Twins. Feel like we only getting better as we stacking wins.
And we stacking.
Giuseppe in for 6, that's a gritty again. AFC North battles getting gritty again. It's Yoshi second year, we just brought Burton in. Vaughn back to ring some bells, get the cracking again.